Music Worldwide with Dan Blake. Mr. Worldwide, baby.
Hey,
Hey,
Lyndastarr, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. It's nice to meet you. Meet you.
Yes, likewise.
Yeah, yeah. We're here, we're chilling out. Music Worldwide, we're checking in. London to the USA. Recovery,
yes, London
discovery.
to Brooklyn.
London to Brooklyn. What are we saying? Recovery, discovery.
Yes.
The new project is out there. It's having a nice listen.
Yes.
Good.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. So tell us about this title, Recovery Discovery, first. Just the new project by Lyndastarr. So let's get into that one. Tell us about the title.
Yeah, so recovery and discovery is pretty much exploring the different layers of yourself. So while I was writing this project, I literally just came from a breakup. And so even prior to that,
Linda, your Wi-Fi is doing a bit of a freeze. I don't know, maybe you can do a little freeze. You know that insta freeze thing that's been going on with these lives.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't want no Teddy Riley. No Teddy Riley here. But yes.
Recovery Discovery. Right, how the title.
Yeah, so with Recovery and Discovery, it's a project about uncovering the different layers of yourself. And I wrote this project during a time where I was just coming out of a breakup, and I was literally also healing physically from a procedure. So literally the recovery aspect is, just learning from my mistakes, just realizing, my strength. And then the discovery was, discovering my self-worth, discovering my self-value, really just realizing my worth, and my strength within that whole process. So, those two layers just coming together in this one project with these 4 songs, especially with Better Than You, I pretty much describe what to expect in the next relationship, like choosing yourself first, loving yourself first before, getting with somebody else. And then Team is like that infatuation. And then Better Off is, just being better off is with somebody without that person. And then Legacy is wanting to create something new and something better and something more authentic with the next person.
And my favorite tracks off your EP, and I want people to check out. I'm loving Better Than You.
Thank you.
I was cooking to that this afternoon. I was cooking some good what was I cooking? Some mackerel and some sea bass, some mackerel and sea bass stew to a bit of Better Than You.
Yes.
So the stew cooked nicely. Tell us first off about the process of that Better Than You record. You say in the lyrics, you say nobody's gonna love you. No one's gonna love better than you. Tell us about that lyric, man. Tell us about that song. Cause I know that feeling, but people say that a lot, but does it really mean anything? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, especially nowadays, especially with all of us in quarantine, we're spending more times, with ourselves, especially with social distancing and everything. But with Better Than You, it's just an anthem just to choose yourself first, to love yourself first, no matter what. I know in the verse, and it's especially geared towards women, just to empower women, because I know a lot of times, after a breakup, we would usually say what did I do wrong in a relationship, or was I not good enough? Even I was asking myself those questions, what could I have done to make the situation better? And you know, like what did I do wrong? And it's like, you know what, you have to, and oftentimes we lose ourselves in relationships, right? So pretty much this was my my statement to just like reinforce everyone to just choose themselves first. Like be like, it's okay to be selfish, you know, sometimes, especially as you're working to, you know, develop yourself and you become more self-aware. And especially for, you know, just that message for women to, you know, acknowledge that you're the prize, you're the truth, you're the gold medal. Like, if someone's pursuing you, like, let them pursue you, you know, like, so that's pretty much the message that I wanted to convey in Better Than You. Like, so no one's gonna love you better than you. Like, you have to love yourself first. You have to choose yourself first, and work on yourself first, before anybody else comes in. So,
You know, I love that answer, but now I want to flip it. Do you feel that that should be the same for the man them as well?
I mean, yeah, like it, you know, even for guys too, it's like, because a lot of times what I noticed too with guys, it's like sometimes they're still like on that path to discovering themselves, and it's like a lot of times, and I'm just gonna keep it 100, like I'm gonna keep it so real right now.
100 vibes,
like some guys, like they really don't understand like the meaning of commitment. Like when you're with someone, like it's a partnership. It's not, you know, a whole codependency. You feel me? So it's just like a lot of times guys, like they just get into relationships just for the sake of it. Like, oh, like I'm your, you know, I'm your boyfriend, but it's like that doesn't mean anything to them. But it's like a commitment is really meeting the other person halfway. You know, like Lauryn Hill said, it's all about like reciprocity. And you know, for the guys, it's like, you know, like you got to also choose you first, and also just have that self-awareness. It's all about having self-awareness, knowing what you can bring to the table, knowing, you know, what you like, because sometimes guys don't know what they like. So and even in the song, I even say like, if he's up next, he better make them checks, be your number one fan, and put some respect on your name. So I'm literally giving the guidelines to guys, like, okay, if you're trying to pursue, you know, that girl, like, this is what you got to do. You got to get your money up. You got to, you know, come correct, you know. So I feel like the song is for everyone.
I love that. I love that. So we just broke down the Better Than You track, you know, of the Recovery Discovery, you know, project, which is out now. You can grab that EP on Spotify, all of those platforms, Apple, all of that good stuff. And
yes.
Right, in conversation, music worldwide. We're doing London to Brooklyn right now. And I want to get into another cut of the EP, Recovery Discovery. I'm liking and enjoying. I played that one I played it the other day, and I played this one about maybe 10 times today. I like this one a lot. I think it's the coolest record I'm about to say off the project. I love Legacy, man. I'm fucking with Legacy.
No. Legacy, thank you. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I've been getting so much love about Legacy. Like, yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that record there. I like. Thing is, I'm big on legacy talk anyway. You know, as I live my life, you know, everything I do in my career, voiceover and radio, I try to create legacy. But I know that that's what my imprint's going to be when I'm gone, you know, as well as my personal life and all that kind of stuff. So, what does legacy mean to you? And what kind of, you know, what was the inspiration behind this record, calling it Legacy?
So what legacy means to me is having something long lasting that can literally stand the test of time, whether it's love, whether it's, you know, your career. But for this song in particular, I'm focusing on building a long lasting, you know, love and bond with someone else, something that's authentic, something that's, you know, it's more than like, it can't even be tangible. You just feel it. It's something that's, abstract and something that you both feel, because you guys are both at that same level and you understand each other enough to say, look, like, I'm willing to stick with you in this together. Like, let me be your legacy. Like, you know every single part of me. Like, we're in this, right? And so that's what legacy means to me. Just having something that will stand the test of time, something that will leave an impact on others. So it's like when you're with that person and you're coupled up and booed up or whatever, other people from the outside looking in, they're like, yo, like, that's so dope. Like, I want something like that. Like, I would love to have something like that. So it's, having that love that other people want, but it's true to you. So.
But just to counteract that a bit, do you think that I'm being from London, you being from NYC, have you been to London before?
Oh yeah, I studied abroad in 2012, and that's how I met Sophie. So shout out to Sophie, for putting this together. Like, I miss London so much. I was like, I need to go back soon after this quarantine is over.
Wow, where did you study?
I studied at FIE, Foundation of International Education. It was because I remember I was by Hyde Park. So that's where I stayed. It was so long ago. Oh my gosh! But yeah, I remember going to what is it, Hammersmith and Piccadilly Circus and Camden. Camden was my spot, man.
That's interesting that you studied there. What did you study before we go back into that question? What did you study? I'm intrigued. What did you study?
Yeah, I studied British culture and visual media. So I spent a lot of time listening to what's that group? The one that sings London Calling. Like that, I think it's The Clash. Either The Clash.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, The Clash, Rolling Stones. And just studying different British artists, and also that's where I started my music blog, which was called From the Brooklyn Bridge to the London Bridge. So in one of my classes, our assignments were to go to different concerts and write reviews on them. So literally, I was like discovering all these different venues. I remember, what is it? The Jazz Cafe.
I've seen some big gigs. I saw New York's own, I do believe, DJ Premier. I saw him in the Jazz Cafe.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that was
and I remember when I was there, I saw I think Lloyd was there, Bluey Robinson, and Rita Ora. Like that's when nobody knew who she was. She was like so warm and personable, and to see where she is now, it's like, wow. But yeah, I remember and that's where I met Sophie. And from there, she's been killing it with PR and, music in motion and, with all her clients and, just helping someone like me. So.
Champion in the thing, you get me?
Yes.
But talking about legacy, that record there, and you being from London and you being from New York, they're busy cities. And I feel like when you're kind of going full blown into a relationship with a partner, it can be very kind of tricky to even focus on legacy because you're going at such a fast pace that you sometimes don't even have time to really, build that legacy together. Your days are going by. You may even be married and stuff, but you're having that same energy. And because of the city you're living in, your environment, like London, NYC, they're two environments that are heavily busy. It's always go, 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 go. Compared to some maybe living in the countryside, or say for New York, someone living maybe, say, I don't know, Long Island or somewhere like that, or Jersey. Maybe it's stuff. And London, for London, maybe living in Surrey or somewhere out there where it's a bit more cooler to kind of build together. So I find that legacy kind of can struggle, in a busy city. What's your views on this?
I feel like I definitely agree. Like, trying to build a legacy in such a fast-paced environment, like it can be really challenging, but I feel like as long as each person is putting in the work, like it'll be worth it for sure. And especially in a relationship, you no matter how busy you are, like how no matter how crazy your schedule is, it's important to make that time and to really, even if it's not always like, sitting down, like having dates and, one-on-ones, just a simple check-in, like, hey, how you doing? Like, like I just called to make sure you're okay. Like just small things like that. Those small things really matter. And those are like pretty much the stepping stones in, creating a legacy, because it's all about consistency. Just really quickly, like if you look at some of our legends, like our legendary artists, like like Michael Jackson, Beyonce, even like for example like B&J, like of course they've had their ups and downs, they've had their their differences or whatever, but they were able to still make it work and really put a 1,000% on each side. So it's all about consistency. It's all about just being authentic and just knowing that even though, things do get crazy, like I'm going to be here in the thick of it, no matter what, no matter who comes in, no matter what goes out. It's you and me, literally you and me against the world. So, and also, I know you mentioned like the inspiration behind legacy, and literally, I watched the movie Queen of Slim. So Queen and Slim was the biggest inspiration behind legacy, because in the film, I don't want to like spoil it too much, but in the film you see these two individuals. At first it's really like awkward, but then something happens where it's like they're literally on this journey together, and they have to really figure out how they're going to survive and spend the rest of their lives. And that love story in itself is developed. And in my song I talk about that specific scene that was really compelling, and I wanted to step into that character and really like give her perspective, give Queen's perspective of like how she was feeling in that moment.
And you've got a real kind of, I say, everyday R&B feel, like a bit of authentic kind of old school vibe, mixed with a bit of new school energy to your music, and I definitely feel 1 second.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I appreciate it. What's up, guys? Wait, let me say, well, shout out to Hawa, Abdi, Ashanta, Denise,
Big up.
Duvernay, Carmen, London, DJ, Millennium Babes. Hey.
Yeah, and I feel like you just got that everyday R&B energy. It kind of reminds me of the 90s vibes, but a bit new school as well. I just like it. I don't know what everyday R&B is, but like that's how I feel. I like to go with how my intuition feels. So it feels like good everyday, feel good R&B. Some topics going on. I can hear some relatable stuff. It don't feel too over exaggerated. I don't know. Sometimes R&B, sometimes I don't know, over exaggerated. I feel sometimes, but I feel like it's R&B's everyday music, man. I just want to put on some good beat, a good story in R&B, and it's good. It's refreshing. So I'm glad we got a chance to connect with your music and stuff on Music Worldwide. And also, I want to know right now. So, who are you influenced by coming up, man? Like, who was it for you?
For me, my biggest inspirations were Mary J. Blige, of course. Mary J. Blige, Toni Braxton, Brandy. I remember just literally listening to their albums like front to back. And what's crazy too was recently I spent some time listening to the first 3 Mary J. Blige albums. So My Life, What's the 411, and Share My World. And it's like hearing it now as an adult, like, because when I first heard it, it was just like, oh my God, it's like, she's amazing. Like, I love her voice. But then it's like, as an adult, hearing her story and hearing what she went through, and then also like being at a stage in my life where I can, reflect even more. It's like, I hear it differently. So it's like, I can connect to Mary's stories even more. So yeah, she's inspired me the most, just in terms of her delivery, her soul, her authenticity, and just her ability to just keep it real and just, relate to people on that level.
What's your favorite Mary J. Blige record?
Ooh. That's so hard. Okay.
Mine's No More Drama. No More Drama.
No More Drama. I would have to say Be Happy.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. All I really want is to be happy. Because literally, that's all we need. Like, we just need to be happy and, just going through life and just realizing, like, life is too short to be playing games. So we gotta, live life to the fullest.
We gotta get it. We gotta try and do our thing and achieve our dreams, and our goals and aspirations is 100% important. And being from New York City, there's a lot of musical influences coming out of NYC. There's a lot of culture musically. Tell us, like, what's the R&B scene, or is there a scene right now in NYC? What's the vibe like? Is there like a local spot you go to perform and stuff like that? I did end up heading out to SOBs when I was there in 2017. There used to be a lot of in there. I really enjoyed my time there. But just, give us some insight into the kind of R&B. Is there a scene out there at the moment?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, there's so many dope R&B artists out right now. Shout out to Raketti, that's my girl. Especially just in like Brooklyn alone, like there's so many dope R&B artists. And even just in New York, like you said, like SOBs was definitely the place to be. I remember this time last year, I performed for the first time at SOB, so that was a huge movement. I'm also from the Caribbean. I'm Haitian, so it was like Haitian flag weekend. So it was. Yeah. So yeah, SOB's Drome is another cool venue. I think I'm probably blanking out, but The Baby's All Right. Let's see where else I've performed. And even there's this area in Williamsburg, Williamsburg, Brooklyn. There's a lot of venues there. I performed at Coco 66. Just different venues just in Williamsburg alone. Like there's a whole scene there too.
So what's like a day in the life if I was, on a trip from London to come and visit? What's a day in the life of Lyndastarr? What's gonna be like my music worldwide day in NYC with Lyndastarr? How does it start? How does it
end? So a day in the life of Lyndastarr, it would begin with some type of meditation because I really like to start my day just, on a positive note. Even in the midst of like what's going on, especially in the world, like we definitely need that, to be centered and to be still. So start my day with stillness, and then let's see. I would most likely, have some brunch. I love me some brunch. Getting some mimosas. Going to my favorite restaurant. Going to the studio for sure. Recording, like laying down some tracks, and then rehearsing for a show. Shout out to Spaceworks. Spaceworks is it's a rehearsal space that I always went to before COVID, but that was like my safe space. So just hanging with me at the rehearsal space, just seeing like my process like before going on stage, and then also cooking a good meal. Like I love to cook. I love my wine.
I love that. That sounds like a good day out, It sounds like a good day out. I like the way you end with a little food and wine, you know what I mean? That's a vibe. That's a vibe. Mm-hmm. About let's talk about right now I would say we do a thing on the show, we call it the language check. Yeah. So hold on, but when you say you're Haitian, I'm trying to think. You from the same? That means what? Hey, Wycliffe.
Yeah, yep. Same place as Wycliffe, yep.
Yeah. I'ma send you a link in the DM. We've done a couple of interviews that are very interesting, man. So, he's talking about some of his culture and history, back home and stuff. So it should be interesting. Can check in with. But yeah, we need a language check from you. We do a thing where we need some kind of slang or terminology.
I don't know that, but you're telling me.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm a bit far away, but we're going to make it happen at some stage.
Music Worldwide with Dan Blake. Mr. Worldwide, baby.